Human design and community. Wow, am I going to get in trouble for this one? You know, there's a lot of people that believe somehow, I guess it's their truth, that the way to learn human design is to bond together in some sort of community. And I'm someone that was part of something like that for a couple of years. And I certainly have nothing against it if it happens naturally. However, this was initiated by somebody else, and I didn't really have my own authority then, or I didn't have it as strongly. And I thought that the people that were out there in human design that had been around longer, possibly knew what they were talking about. I've learned since that that's as much nonsense as believing anybody. This is about having your own truth and finding your own truth in this thing. So, for a couple of years, we had quote unquote a human design community, and people were coming, and it was an interesting time. It seemed very organic at the time, and it just seemed to be naturally happening. And I suppose it was absolutely perfect because it gave me this perspective. It's like, look, it's totally cool to have the other to share your experience with, to reflect on your experiment, to look at each other's progress and see each other. But as soon as it becomes the community, just like the relationship that I'm against, when it becomes something, I'm against it being a community that needs to be supported by individuals that should be going off in their own directions. All of a sudden you've got like this bonding agent, this thought or this mental perspective that you're supposed to come together in community. And as soon as it starts to do that, I saw all the same crap that happens in every other organization start to happen. I saw it actually once I stepped back from doing this and said, look, this doesn't, we're coming to the end of the cross of community. For those that understand the global cycle we're in, it's already over. Community is dead. We're moving towards a time of the individual. And so it was in that moment that I really saw, I was like, wait a second, what are we doing trying to be the last glue holding things together when what we should really be is the starburst going out? Now, saying that, I'm just saying the organization and trying to have something that's held together. That's what I'm calling community. If you use it more in a global sense, there's a beautiful community of people that live here on Kauai that are into human design. But there's nothing to be supported by that. There's nothing that needs our attention to keep it going. There's no commitment to anything other than ourselves here now, or at least for me and for the people that are around me. No one's. We have meetings every now and then, just get-togethers or whatever, and chat. But most of the work is being done one-on-one now. Maybe small groups. Most of it's being done one-on-one, and I've noticed that it has radically accelerated people's process. I didn't realize it because I was just as dumb as everyone else in the beginning of all this stuff out here, is that, by me being there, it wasn't really helping people. People really want me, they can come see me now. I'm still there for people, and, people out here, they, most of them still have pretty good access to me and still call me for counsel when they need it. But I'm able to focus on that person and their experience and what's going on for them in that moment. And that's also not to say that if it's correct to have a gathering of some sort, that I'm against it in any way. It's only when there's this concept, I know that people are going around the country now saying, hey, start human design community, start human design community. I'm like, guys, look, I think I have is almost, there's one other individual I know that might have more experience than me, or I know does have more experience with me. And I believe for him it's completely correct because he has the channel community and it naturally kind of built around him and revolves around him. But I don't have any of that. I don't have any community in my design. I'm over here for the collective, and I'm a radical individual. You show me where I'm supposed to hook up and be part of a community, and I'll send you the check, I guess. I don't know. It's not for me, man. Don't make me part of anything. I'm trying to get out of the matrix, not get back in, and to me, trying to bond in that way and to have all the stuff that goes along with that, it was slowing people's process down. I saw that. I really saw that. As soon as I stepped back and wasn't there to be the life preserver for people, all the time, first of all, I evolved a lot quicker because, that whole situation automatically put me in a role that was not really correct for a projector. All of a sudden, I'm in a room trying to do this with people, connect with that person, connect. And there were some nights that were pretty mystical in a sense. It almost felt like closing counter, like ding, ding, dong, ding, 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 dong. It was a really trippy thing if you guys are old enough to remember that movie. But it was almost like this really sci-fi thing that it would happen. But as I started to realize as a projector, all I was doing was I was, amping up and trying to, manage all this energy that was running at me and give each person enough focus to keep them interested, almost like spinning plates. And it was just a very, I can step back and look at the mechanics of that now and see how incorrect that was for me, This is beautiful for me, I'm standing here with my one friend, my one technical wizard, and I'm sharing things from a collective perspective. I'm a collective projector, and I have a lot of experience. I did that gig for probably 2 years or so, and I don't regret it. I don't think that there was anything wrong with it. I think it was perfect. However, I now see the era in the idea that we need to build human design community, and I know that there are people running around saying that and telling other people to do that, telling people to do that that are not manifestors, telling people to do that that are generators and projectors that are here to sit down and wait. How do you build a community? How exactly does that work if you're supposed to sit and wait and see who shows up? Now, if you sit down and wait and all of a sudden you stand up and there's a bunch of people around you and you're having a bonfire, good for you, okay? That was what you were supposed to get. But the rest of us, we're going all in our own directions. And so I really encourage you, even if you're brand new, be your own authority. Don't let anyone tell you what to do. Don't make the same mistake I made and listen to someone else and let them become your authority. That's my perspective.